ain't say I'm fair. It's not what you can be, it's what you are. Shit like that, you know. Typical, but you know, when you front lines and shit like that, you know, it's about the courts and, you know, trials, it's a fucking time. You know, spoke up yourself for a while, you know, because everybody get tipsy once in a long time. But yo, with the files, you know, it's like, you know, more gracious sensations and shit like that becomes, you know, it places a freaking, you know, realizations and, you know, that's like, you know, fascinations and all that shit that niggas think about every day you get, you know, it makes niggas think about, you know, the ways to, you know, catch a plate and shit. With Joe, it's like, you know, with like vertiles and shit like that, you know, it's like, you know, long things change, but Joe was like, you know, with like, you know, paints and shit like that, you know, you can always bring a nigga into chains and shit like that. But Joe, with like, you know, more fascinating fucking dimensions and, you know, predicated, you know, obligations to, you know, American suspensions, you know, it's like, you know, with dudes and shit like that, it's just cool, but Joe, it's like, you know, with the move, you know, a nigga jumps off and shit like that to his own hot topics and, you know, trying not to make himself soft. So it's like, you know, gorillas and shit like that becomes niggas that fill us and, you know, it's like, you know, the niggas that tend to say fucking, you know, traces and shit like that and fucking, you know, world dominations and, you know, the whole fucking, you know, busted sensations, you know, running around and playing. But so it's like, you know, with like, you know, the movement and shit like that, you know, how niggas do shit, you know, it's like, you know, the only thing to do is fucking, you know, ruin them and shit like that because, you know, it's like, you know, with your pussy and shit like that, you know, it's like the crystal cuz, so that makes niggas think about the hard facts of fucking, you know, monumentations and, you know, it's like, you know, with like a trace of shit, you know, it's like, you know, it's despicable fucking, you know, illustrations that makes niggas think about, you know, whatever the fuck niggas think about these days again, you know, it's like, you know, the Swayze, fucking, you know, places that niggas make fucking, you know, these fucking, you know, races and shit like that, you know, makes niggas jump out and, you know, just think about typical cells and shit like that. But yo, that's like the child that makes the birth and shit like that. But yo, on to stronger words, it's like, you know, the definition of yourself makes niggas think about, you know, the world and the changes that makes niggas think about, you know, the whole fucking places that niggas can take shit and, you know, the world that, you know, niggas can't and shit like this. So, you know, it's all facts and, you know, just stay back. But yo, it's like, you know, the LA cats, you know, might not want to hear that unless they fucking, you know, placing it out into like, you know, tears and facts, shit like that. But yo, it's like, you know, onto like, you know, integrated science and shit like that. But yo, with my lines and shit like that, you know, it's like, you know, the world just makes niggas tired. Well, nobody know this.